Get started in a second, y'all. What's up? What's up, IG family? Long time no see. What's up, NW Premier Notary? Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, Melissa? What's going on, Chris? How's everyone doing on this wonderful day? Today is Monday, the best day of the week. My favorite day of the week. Favorite day of the week. Had to get on real quick. We're going to get started in just a second. I'm just waiting for a few people to jump in real fast. And we don't get the party started. Before we get started, man, drop your wins, man. What are the wins? What are the wins? How is your day going? How is your Monday starting off so far? Did we get some appointments booked? Did we get some new clients? Did we launch any new products? Launch any new services? Talk to me, y'all. What's going on today? I can tell you a lot what's going on with me. Give me a brief second. We're just going to wait for a couple more people to jump on. If we don't see them jumping on, we're going to get this thing started. For the time being, please drop your wins for me. I'm booked every evening. That's this week. That's a good thing. Salute to Melissa. Shout out to you. Booked and busy, or booked and productive. That's what I like to say. Booked and productive. Let's go. Love to hear that. I came into this week with 5 appointments on the calendar. I came into this week with about 5 appointments on the calendar, but man, my day has been off to a wonderful start. So let's get started. If you're not familiar, my name is Rafael Jemerson, founder, owner of the Stamping Academy, where we help notaries use their stamp to make more money. And I'm also the owner, founder of Stamper Signings. We're a nationwide notary signing agency where we specialize in helping businesses streamline the process of hiring notaries for your in-office and out-of-office signings. Let me tell you about how my day is going. So, as you all know, I run a nationwide signing agency. And is it fun? Yes, it definitely is fun. You get the opportunity to flood your calendar with appointments. You have unlimited access to clients who you can work with. But today, what makes today interesting is, for one, I had a notary. No, let me take it back. Take it back to this weekend. I had one notary that no-showed. I had a notary that no-showed, and I had to find a notary at the last minute, which is always fun. Quick side note for any notaries that's watching this, right? So if you happen to be working with a signing agency or a signing service, whatever you want to call it, and they hire you for a signing, and for sure, you're not too sure if you're going to be able to do the signing, but you still take the signing anyway, just in case, you really shouldn't do that. And the reason why you shouldn't do that is because I had a situation today where I had a notary who accepted the signing a couple of days in advance. And an hour before the signing, the notary says, "I'm sick, I can't do it." So obviously I'm not this person's boss. I'm not this notary's boss, because at the end of the day, you're an independent contractor and we're just hiring you to provide a service for this one time. But when you say that you're sick an hour before the appointment, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna kind of look at you a little funny. Because one, that gives me the impression that you didn't want to do the signing in the first place. So you should have just did this. You would have did better just doing us a favor, just by saying, "No, unfortunately, I can't do the signing." But when you take a signing and you wait to the last hour to say, "Hey, I can't do it," you're kind of putting the signing service in a bind. And the reason why you're putting them in a bind is because, one, a lot of times you're not finding a notary just off the very first person that you call. You typically have to you have to send out multiple text messages, make multiple phone calls requesting notary's availability. And a lot of times you're not finding a notary until about the 15th or to the 15th call or 15th text, whatever kind of avenue that you're exploring the signing, right? So I had a notary that canceled at the last minute. They said they were sick. It's like, okay, there's nothing I can really do about that. We're just going to reassign you. Best of luck in all your endeavors. Luckily for me, we was able to get a notary assigned at the last minute. But here's the catch. We were able to get a notary at the very last minute, and guess what happens? The notary goes to the signing, and they let us know that the client has informed them that the person whose signature we're supposed to be notarizing, they're not available today. They're not available today, and they won't be available till a couple of days from now. Well, wow, that really sucks. I wish the client would have let us know that the signer wasn't going to be available. So that was that whole signing there was just unbelievably crazy. I had another signing out in Washington, right? So we had a signing where the notary forgot that he had a signing. The signing was on a Friday. The notary, I get a call. No, I'll tell you the whole story. So I had a estate plan signing that took place this past Friday. Of course, we already got the notary scheduled. It was already got the notary signed a few days in advance. So on the day of the appointment is supposed to take place at 12:30, and the clients called me about 15 minutes after the appointment, and they're asking where the notary is at. I said the notary should be there. They're not at the residence for the signing. They tell me no. Okay, let me find out what's going on with it. Let me find out what's going on. We'll give you a call back. So I called the notary, didn't answer. Called the notary again, doesn't answer again. Doesn't answer. Okay, cool. So we send the notary a text message. We send the notary an email as well. We just want to find out, hey, what's going on? Is everything okay? You were scheduled to be at the signing at 12:30 today. So the notary tells me, our apologies for missing your call. I had my days mixed up. I actually thought the signing was going to be on a Saturday. I said, well, no, sir, the signing is actually going to be for today. I just want to find out, are you still going to be available to fulfill the signing for us? Yes or no? And they said, yes, I'll be able to take care of the signing. Let me get everything together, then we're good to go. Excellent. We're all good to go. So I follow up with the client. I let them know, like, hey, there was a misunderstanding. There was a discrepancy as far as like scheduling time or whatnot. But the notary will be available soon. We're going to make sure we get them over to your residence as soon as possible. So the client is very gracious. They say, thank you. We appreciate you for getting this handled. So about 10, 15 minutes later, I get a text from the notary. The notary lets me know, like, hey, today is not this. I'm having the worst luck ever. The notary, their car breaks down. The notary's vehicle breaks down, which is like, this is not my day. It was unfortunate for him because, like I said, his car broke down. That's definitely not a great situation you want to be in. I've been in that situation before where I've had a transmission on my vehicles went out twice. I definitely know that's not fun, but for the convenience for this signing, it's like, man, this is a real bad time for you to have car issues, and you already had your days mixed up anyway. So when situations like this happen, me in my role, the role that I play as the signing agency, it's a lot of coordination in place. It's a lot of coordination that has to be done, because you got to figure, one, we already have the signing that's in place. One, we got to get the notary, and getting a notary can be, it could be hit or miss, depending on, like I said, if you have a community of notaries, or if you're working with, or you may be working with someone you may not be familiar with, or in a new area that you never had a signing in before. So you got to coordinate that whole piece. And then also you got to coordinate and making sure that the signers are still available to fulfill the signing. Because a lot of times you will have clients that will send you documents that's already been dated for the day of the signing. And if the signing has to be pushed back to the next day, then that means the client got to draw up documents again. They got to send the binder out, and they got to do a whole lot of other stuff unnecessary stuff that you don't want them to do, because you want to get those documents signed today. So it's, again, a lot of coordination in place that has to go on, and it's up to you, again, as a notary signing agent, to make sure everything is in one piece, right? So luckily for me, we was able to get the signing. So we was able to get the signing rescheduled for a later time that day. But then again, I was able to find a notary as well. So we ended up finding a notary at the last minute, literally, and she got it taken care of. And so that was fun. So that's been it's been an event, quite a few eventful few days for me, for not just for me, but just us in general, just us as a business, trying to get everything figured out, man. When you're running a signing agency, everything is not going to be peaches and cream. Everything is not going to be easy. You're going to have some notaries that no show. You're going to have some that cancel at the last minute. You may have some clients that may tell you, like, hey, I may not be able to sign docs today. I may have to sign them at another date. It's a lot of moving parts that's involved when you're running a signing agency. But I would tell you, even though it may be a lot of moving parts at times, and it can be a little frustrating at times, dealing with certain people. It's actually still fun at the same time, and it actually helps you get better as a business. Why? Because this is a needed service. So whenever someone does need a notary, and they can't find someone who can connect it to, if you've mastered that skill and you have that ability to connect the client and to connect the notary together, you're going to be someone that's always in high demand. So even though these last few days of getting orders filled has not been the most exciting for me, it's been kind of stressful in a sense, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. The reason why I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world is because I know I'm looking at it from a long term perspective. I'm looking at 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 2 years from now, 5 years, 10 years down the line. These moments like this is going to help me get better as I continue to grow within my business. So it's not easy, y'all, trying to run a signing agency. I can only imagine. I mean, I just remember when I was just working at just a mobile notary only, the frustrations I would have with dealing with signing services, and sometimes they wouldn't get docs to me on time. I had sometimes clients that would reschedule at the last minute when I already have a few appointments that's going on for the day. So there's always going to be some problems, whether you're just a solopreneur as a mobile notary or you're just someone that's running a nationwide signing agency as well. So it's always going to be problems within those two realms. It is a matter of you just staying true to the craft, mastering the craft. Because again, if you look at it from a long-term point of view, you're only going to get better down the line. All right. I want to talk about something else too. What do we have? I want to talk about how do we handle last minute changes. So it's very important that when you're running a signing agency, not to get emotional, you don't want to get too emotional, because things happen at the last minute, things that's like out of your control, the stuff that it's not stuff that you can really do. Again, dealing with clients that may need to reschedule, a notary no showing, or a notary canceling at the last minute. It's easy to get mad in the moment, be like, oh man, I'll never work with this person again, this, that, and the third. It's always important that you got to keep your composure, because again, you still got to keep your head in the game. It may not have gone well in your favor at the moment, but you gotta stay focused. You gotta stay locked in, because this is only going to make you better. It's only going to make you better years from now and months from now as well. So, but yeah, how to handle those last minute changes, man. You gotta stay locked in. You gotta stay focused, and you can't be in your feelings. All right. This would be a good time for me to promote, man. If you guys want to learn how to launch your nation, if you guys want to learn how to launch a signing agency, definitely encourage you to grab Notary Agency System. It's a 5-step process to outsourcing signings. I teach you how to process orders, how to hire your notaries, how to acquire clients, how to pretty much automate that whole process of scheduling signings without having to actually be on the phone and things of that nature. So I definitely encourage you to grab Notary Agency System. Full price is actually $197, but it's on sale now. You can grab yours today for $100 off. You can grab it for $97. And the best thing about starting a signing agency is if you already have like your business setup, like your business structure already in place, as far as like your notary business, you necessarily don't have to do anything different from what you're doing now. So if you're already a mobile notary service, you can operate yourself as an agency. And one, you don't need SnapDocs to get started. You don't need signing order to get started. You really don't need you really don't need a signing platform really to get started unless you want to. But like I said, if you want to just start now, you could literally just do it with little to no money to get started. Only thing you would need is a laptop, you would need a phone, and you just need to have some hustle. And you need to be able to learn how to network. That's a key piece in starting a signing agency, is being able to network, because a lot of this is really just building and maintaining relationships. So the relationships that you're going to build when you are starting a signing agency is obviously going to be with notaries, because you have to have notaries to work with. You want to have the relationships with the professionals, which is going to be the loan officers of the world, your attorneys, your tow yards. Who else, man? Any professional, solar companies, any professionals that pretty much need a notary service, and they need your services on a repetitive basis. You can launch a signing agency. Sorry if y'all can hear my dryer in the backyard. Not the backyard. Y'all can hear my dryer as well. I'm drying clothes, y'all, on a Monday. But yeah, definitely take advantage of launching a nationwide. Definitely take advantage of grabbing a notary agency system. Again, you can grab it today for only $97. It's $100 off regular price, and I'll show you how you can launch your own nationwide signing agency. And going nationwide is not really as difficult as some people will try to make it seem. I get asked that question a lot. It's like, how did you go nationwide? How were you able to do that? And for me, it's really simple. The easiest way for you to go nationwide is through Thumbtack and through Google. Now, if you're not marketing, so the way you're going to do this is how you'll do this. So a lot of times, if you're doing like estate plan signings, if you're doing affidavit signings, or if you're doing loan closings, the person that's calling you is pretty much the person that's buying the home, or whatever, or setting up their living trust, whatever it is that they're doing. And the person who they're doing business with, that person who they're doing business with is from out of state. So you may be in California, but the person who's handling the paperwork and everything, they may be in New Jersey. They may be in New York or Georgia, some other state. And the way I was able to leverage those opportunities into going nationwide is, what I would do is I would find out whose name was on that paperwork. So if I have some loan closing documents that I'm dealing with, and I see a title company who's not here in California, but they may be in Pennsylvania, and I know they really need a notary, what's going off in my mind is this: well, they're obviously doing business in other states, even though they're located in a whole other state or on the East Coast. So it'll be in my best interest to follow up with this company to let them know, like, hey, my name is Nathaniel. I was a notary that serviced your clients recently for a commercial loan closing. I was just following up to see if the documents, if you guys received the documents on time, if there were any errors or anything in that nature. That's what you want to send on to them. And then if they respond back to you, let you know that, hey, everything checked out fine. There were no errors. Thank you for helping us out with the signing. What you want to do is you want to respond back, and you want to ask them, it's like, hey, just out of curiosity, do you guys have a go-to notary service that you use to serve your clients across the country? I noticed that your client now had to find me on Google, and they mentioned that it took a while for them to find a notary. Here's how I can help you guys out, because I know you guys may need to get these documents signed. You have a deadline to meet, and we got to get this loan fund you got a deadline to meet to get the loan funded. Here's what we can do. Whenever you have a client that's ready to sign closing documents, what you can do is you can refer them to me. What I can do is I can schedule the signing on your behalf. We can schedule a day and time that works best for them. So that way, you don't have to necessarily have them wait 3 to 4 days to find a notary. You can already connect with us, and we'll have a notary available at a moment's notice. And just from doing that, using that one script, just from saying that over and over and over again, I've gotten clients just like that who need notaries in Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, where else? Tennessee, like you name it. So it's really easy to go nationwide without having to do like Google ads or even like social media marketing. Like, you really don't have to do a ton of that just to go nationwide. The easiest way to do that is to work with the clients that you're already working with now, and find the companies who they're doing business with. Because more than likely they're doing business in those other states, right? And if they're doing business in all those other states, what you want to do is that's an opportunity for you to establish a relationship with them. Because think about it, if I'm a business and I'm closing loans I'm closing loans in Florida, I'm closing loans in Washington, all these other states, that's time that I got to spend trying to find a notary within those areas. Not only do I got to draw out the paperwork, not only do I got to make sure that my clients have all the necessary documentation needed for this loan to close or for us to get this living trust in place, I have to find a notary. And as we all know, a lot of notaries don't answer their phone. A lot of notaries either have janky websites, the website's not working, they don't answer the phone, or they're too scared to answer the phone. So that could be really time consuming. And that takes away from the important things that business needs to do for that day. So for you as a notary, if you can relate to them, it's like, hey, you can work with us. We can save you. We can save you valuable time from having to We can save you valuable time from having to go on Thumbtack and go on Google and go on Yelp trying to find a notary. Leave that to us. Just leave your clients to us, and we'll schedule it. We'll schedule the notaries on your behalf, right? And they're gonna go with you. They're gonna do business with you 9 times out of 10. So I say that to say, most of you that's watching right now, you as a notary, you should launch a notary signing agency. Another benefit to why you should launch a notary signing agency is because you have unlimited access to clients across the country. You have unlimited access to clients across the country. When you're just solely the mobile notary service, yes, you can do business, but it's only so many counties that you're going to drive to. So if in the area that I live in, I may do business in 3 counties. But for the amount of appointments that I can fill on my calendar, the most I could probably do physically myself, I could probably do about 5 to 7 max for that day. And after knocking out those appointments, I'm pretty much maxed out because I've been driving all over the place trying to get these appointments filled, get documents signed, this, that, and the third. Well, when you're a nationwide signing agency, there's no limit to the amount of appointments that you can put on your calendar. And the best part about it, about having those amount of appointments on your calendar, is you don't have to be physically present for all those appointments. You can do all of this from your phone, and you can do all of this from your laptop with ease. Only thing you need to do, you just need to be great at coordinating. So coordinating means just putting the pieces to the puzzle. So if you know how to put the pieces to the puzzle, and you know how to connect the notary and connect the client with each other to make sure your client is serviced, and you know how to create a win-win situation, I mean, it gets to a point when it's a no-brainer, So definitely encourage you all to get into this space. It's really not a lot of us that do this. Really want to encourage you all to really look into starting a signing agency. You want to have as much access to clients as possible, because here's what's going to happen. And this happened to me too. You're going to be in a situation where you have a client that you're currently serving. They're going to have a client. They're going to have some business that needs to be done in another state, and they're going to ask you, "Hey, do you happen to have a notary that serves this particular area?" And if you say no, you're shit out of luck. That business is going to go to a notary in that particular area. Why not have that client continue to do business with you? Just by instead of you saying no, we don't have a notary that's in that area, you can pretty much say, hey, what I can do is I can find a notary for you in that area. We'll get that taken care of for you. And as simple as that. So just do it like that. I'm not going to take too much more of y'all time today. I just wanted to get on here today and talk about why you should launch a nationwide signing agency. Some of the things that I've been dealing with on my end as well. Like I said, it's not always peaches and cream running a signing agency. It sounds good. But sometimes, there's ups and downs that come down with this. You're going to deal with some cancellations. You're going to deal with some no-shows. But at the end of the day, I mean, this is the price. That's the price that we pay when we do business. She says, I have the course. As soon as I finish all the other courses, I should be going to Cassandra. Yes, let's go. Definitely finish that course. Yeah, y'all. Make sure you tap in with me. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like our, because this is going on YouTube. If you're not on our YouTube channel, make sure you like this. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're going to have more notary educational content coming out. It is Black History Month, so I had to get out my dashiki on y'all. So tap in with me, y'all. Other than that, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all as always. If y'all got any questions about the notary business, make sure you shoot me a DM, and let's get to it. I'll see y'all when I see you.